started. First, I'm going to say my pregnancy experience and the giving birth experience here in Germany was not ideal at all. I did enjoy my OB up until the final few weeks, and then she just got crappy. I regret my choice in hospitals. I wish I would have chose the other hospital because the midwife was just pushy and rude and just made the whole ordeal unpleasant. On May 10th of this year at 6:22 p.m. my contractions started, and I knew these were actual contractions because they were very persistent. They persisted all through the night and through the morning. When my husband got up to get ready for work, I let him know, and he automatically said, "Let's go to the hospital. You need to go. Let's go." I was like, no, I'm fine. I don't want to go. I'm good. Well, I go to get in the shower, and he's calling his sergeant, letting him know that we think I'm in labor and I'm maybe going to the hospital. So after my shower, we get my things and we go down to the car and head to the hospital. On the way, we called the midwife and tell her that I'm having contractions. I've had them all night and we are on our way. And she tells us she'll be waiting for us. We get to the hospital about 8:30, 8:45, somewhere in there. And we get up to the labor ward and get all settled in. She starts monitoring me. She hooks me up to the monitors and keeps me on there for about an hour, so it's about 10 before she checks me. And she tells me that I'm 2 centimeters dilated and all that, and has me walk around for a bit. Well, prior to this, I think she broke my water before I started walking around actually, which upset me because if I was only 2 centimeters and my water hadn't broke, I would have rather went home and just continued to labor at home. But she didn't say anything. She just broke my water and went about her business, which it actually really did upset me. I was very upset. That was the first incident that really sent me over the edge with these people. That and the miscommunication. Yeah, miscommunication. It was horrible. I walked around after getting the IV in and her doing what she did, and I was laboring in my back. It wasn't too bad. It was bearable, but it was not comfortable. Well, after walking around for a bit, she checks me again, tells me I'm like 4 or so centimeters. At this point, I think she gave me some type of pain medicine, or said she did. But at the same time, my husband was leaving so he could get him some lunch. I think she gave me Pitocin actually, because not long after she messed with my IV, the contractions moved to the front and become very horrible. They were just unbearable. I could not stand them. I was starting to get lightheaded, and after a little bit I told her that I would like the paper to do the epidural. I wanted the epidural. I was in pain. Just give it to me. And she seemed to get an attitude, didn't want to give me the paper or anything. Between my husband leaving and him returning, she called the anesthesiologist to come do the epidural. My husband come in the room while they were doing this, and the anesthesiologist tried maybe 5 or 6 times, and he was hurting me way more than the contractions were at the time. So I was like, stop. I don't want to just stop. And he's like, I'll try one more time. And he tried one more time and couldn't get it, so he just stopped, thank God. But I was hurting so bad from that. After that, I got laid down and stuff, and she checked me again. About this time, I think, it was time to start pushing or start preparing to push. After that, I don't remember much. I was lightheaded. It was like an outer body experience. I remember them telling me to push, 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 and I was trying. I was giving it all I had, but I just did not have any strength. I was tired because I had not slept any between the night before and the day I was giving birth. I don't know how long I pushed. I don't know any of that, how many pushes it took. I remember the doctor pushing on my stomach with all of his weight pretty much, and after a while, like, I felt some burning, and they cut me, and after a couple more pushes, I believe, she was out. At 3:55 p.m. on May 11th, I gave birth to a healthy, beautiful baby girl that weighed 7.5 pounds and was like 21 inches long, I believe. I know she was like 52, 53 centimeters long. They do everything in kilograms and centimeters here. They cleaned her up and prepped her and everything and tried latching her on, but she could not latch onto the breast. So my husband held her while I ate something, and we got tucked to our room. Here, you share rooms. There's no privacy, which was horrible. I did not like that. I had the room maybe over the night until the morning of the 12th, and then I had a roommate come in. She was okay. They did not speak English, so it was kind of awkward, even more than, you know, being roomed together. But we had to stay a whole week because my daughter was jaundice, and I read that Pitocin can cause jaundice. So I feel like she gave me the Pitocin, and that caused my baby's jaundice, which upset me even more. Then after a week of just not understanding everyone, just the miscommunication, just the chaoticness of it all, being ready to go home and having roommates, my first roommate left. She had a C-section. She stayed 5 days, I think. Well, she left, and no longer than she left, they moved in another roommate, and this woman just seemed so crazy to me. It was just awkward. After they told me we could not leave, I just broke down, and it was stressful. My husband's like, okay, I'll stay with you tonight, because you have to pay for your significant other to stay the night. You have to have a private room or family room, which was strange to me. It was a horrible experience, especially being our first baby and having to stay a whole week. I just wanted to cry every day. I pretty much did. When they put her in the light box to help treat her jaundice, it was horrible. I just wanted my husband there with me, and he couldn't be there. On day 6 is the night my husband spent the night. The next morning, exactly a week from her being born, they come in and tell me her levels are down and that we should be able to go home. And that was the greatest thing ever. As soon as they said, y'all can go home, we buckled her in her seat, got all our stuff together, and left. We was out of there. Our first night home was pretty smooth. She was already a week old. Breastfeeding was okay. for the first few weeks I had to supplement, or after here and there I would have to supplement. Other than that, it's been pretty good. It went pretty good. So there's my labor and delivery story. What I can remember off the top of my head anyways. I did have notes, but I misplaced them. But yeah, the experience was not what I expected. I know it doesn't go as planned, but it was horrible. I wish I would have been in the States, but I'm glad that I have a happy, healthy baby, and we're both here, and we're okay, and we're fine, you know. So hopefully next time goes a little smoother, and people are easier to understand, and are nicer, and just all that fun stuff. Stay tuned for our next vlog. Bye guys. Okay, so I'm going to end this now and go snuggle my baby. Well, first I'm going to get these vlogs up and all that, and then I'm going to go snuggle my baby. So good night guys. Bye.